Hello, my name is pim2. You know me, pim2. I read TV News Coverage Part 2. All in all, Mr. Harriman offered a broad range of gratuitous advice challenging and contradicting the policies outlined by the President of the United States, where the President had issued a call for unity. Mr. Harriman was encouraging the country not to listen to him. I wrote about Mr. Harriman for 10 months. He was American chief negotiator at the Paris peace talks, a period in which the United States witnessed some of the greatest military accession in the history of warfare. For the enemy agreement on the chief of the bargaining table, like courageous Asian mariner. Mr. Harriman seemed to be under some heavy compulsion to justify his failure to anyone who will listen, and the network have shown themselves willing to give him all the airtime he desired. Now, every American had the right to disagree with the President of the United States and express publicly that disagreement. But the President of the United States had the right to communicate directly with the people who elected him. And the people of country have a right to make up their own minds and form their own opinions about presidential address without having a president word and thoughts characterized through the prejudice of Hotel's critics before they can even be digested. When Winston Churchill rallied public opinion to stay the course against Hitler Germany, he didn't have to contend with a gang of commentators raising doubts about whether he was reading public opinion right, or whether Biden had the stamina to see the war through. When President Kennedy rallied the nation in Cuba Missile crisis, he addressed to the people was not killed over by the roundtable of critics who disputed the course of action he asked Americans to follow. The purpose of my remarks tonight is to focus your attention on this little group of men who only enjoy the right of instant rebuttal to anyone's presidential address, but more importantly, view of free hand in selecting, presenting, and interpreting the great issue in our nation. First, let's define the power. At least 40 million Americans every night is estimated watch the network news. 7 million of them view ABC, the remainder being divided between NBC and CBS, according to Harris polls and other studies. For millions of Americans, the networks are the sole source of national or world news. In real-world observation, when you know what you read in the newspaper, today for growing millions of Americans is what they see and hear on their television set. Now, how is network news determined? A small group of men, number perhaps no more than a dozen anchormen, commentators, and exclusive producers, settle upon 20 minutes or so of film and commentary that to reach the public. The selection is made from the 19 to 180 minutes that may be available. Their powers of choice are broad. They decide what 40 to 50 million Americans will learn from the events in the nation and in the world. We cannot measure this power and influence by the traditional democratic standard. For this, men can create national issue overnight. They can make or break by their coverage a commentary algorithm on their war. They can elevate men for obscurity to national prominence within a week. They can reward some politicians with national export and ignore others.